Hey, Spaz.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, okay.
Nah, you're waiting for the intro. Not going to happen. What is
Why?
going on? The live streams every week. That's the weekly live streams we have to set. We can't overkill
How
that shit.
rude.
How rude. You just anticipated nothingness for no reason at all. We talked about this. Anyways, what is going on, everyone? Welcome into Quacking Off right here at the live post game of Oregon at Northwestern. Yeah. Uh, Spaz, did you watch the big noon kickoff this morning, like from start to finish?
No, dude, I was in hangover mode till about 9:30.
It was brutal. I mean, I was like, oh crap, I gotta get up. And I told you I slept for like 9-10 hours last night, off and on. I was like, okay, I gotta get up. They showed video at the beginning of the big noon kickoff, 2 hours before they started filming, where it was like literally just fork lightning coming down, thunderstorms, kids sliding across muddy fields outside the set. I was like,
Yeah, I saw that.
oh, this is gonna be brutal. This might be brutal. But Northwestern does have AstroTurf, like fake grass. So it didn't impact the field as much as outside. But I was like, oh, woof. No wonder they didn't take the duck. That thing wouldn't have survived in Lake Michigan that day. That thing was choppy. Hey, Dragon. How you doing this afternoon? Spaz is talking to Mrs. Spaz, putting her in her place, I'm sure. Or getting brought his lunch. One or the other.
Uh, I was
You were something.
checking my brain cells. There's not many left.
I was gonna ask, like, you have brain cells? What?
Barely.
So yeah, Spaz. One, we went into this game just thinking. I know Spaz is distracted by his sidewall, and I'm trying not to look at other things. We finished the Georgia Tech Clemson game. I pulled for Georgia Tech. They pulled out at the end, so we won't get into that. But that was kind of what we were waiting on. Was that right to
Georgia
finish?
Tech's got a kicker though.
Yeah. Well, that the last 30 seconds, I'm like, yeah, okay, we got to wait for this. All right.
Oh man.
Spaz has glaucoma. Is that a thing, or is that the eyes? Wait, can I edit this? No, I can't.
No, maybe.
Damn it. The but yeah, so going into this game, Spaz, we said, hey, how will Oregon fare on the road? And I said, this is going to be a nice road entry. There were quite a bit of Duck fans there.
Yeah, it was almost a home game for Oregon. There was a lot of green and yellow in those stands.
I mean, it is a stadium. Like they said during the broadcast, it's 12,000, basically 12,000 people, and it was for the women's soccer team while they're building up their stadium to start next year. And their new stadium is only going to do, I think they said, basically 40,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Which really realistically seems appropriate for a no offense, it seems realistic for a Northwestern team. Like realistically, it seems reasonable. 40,000. That's a good crowd if you can sell it out. The point is you're making ticket sales and all that. So
Yeah.
you have to think logistically about that and money wise. So it makes sense. But it looked nice. They showed the models of it and did a little walkthrough. It looked like it will be nice. So we'll see next year, I guess. Do we have Northwestern on the? Well, we won't be at Northwestern, so I was like, I guess we won't see it next year. Who knows? But that is right, everyone. As Dragon Classy here says, do hit that thumbs up and that like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Speaking of, did you see the email that
What
came
email?
in yesterday?
No,
Or
I'm guessing not, or it would have caught my attention.
oh, come on, no, no, baby. Sorry.
Fucking
Um,
cat. You need to tame that pussy.
I got an email and it says, "Hello, I came across your post and watched your video. It was nice, and your content."
What? Why you just hold on. I'm like, we don't need to show that. Why you just explain it to me? Because I've told you, I don't see these emails you do for some reason. So you could just tell me. Like, you don't
Well,
need to
it
show it.
says your channel is still not monetized.
No, that's spam mail, sir. That is literally like just a fucking bullshit. I'm gonna help you with your fucking promotions, and that's a spam Indian
Yeah.
fucking bullshit scammer. I get them all the time, and then they'll respond like 2 weeks later. Go, you didn't respond to me. Are you sure you don't want to let me know? No, that's an Indian scammer. God, this is why they take the senior citizens like Spaz for all their bank accounts. The guy would
I
be like,
didn't.
"Here's my credit card number."
I didn't respond to it.
I know, but this is why they take them, because you'd be like, "Here's my number. Here's my information. Here's my social security. Here's my address. Here's my zip code. Here's my bank account number, my credit card number. Here you go. Promote me." And then they'll take you to the bank. Yeah, that's just Indian scammers. I'm waiting on the Beavers to get destroyed. Coming up soon, but
I'm
what,
waiting
what,
on Tennessee to destroy Georgia.
well, we'll see about that. We're going to decide on college football after dark tonight. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how the evening goes the rest of the day. But Spaz, getting into this game, we got to focus.
Yeah.
Focus. God damn it.
Okay.
This game didn't go near as really either of us pretty much thought. I don't think in a way either of us thought it would go.
No, and if you saw the post game press, not press, but the Fox interview with Jenny Taft and Dan, Dan did not seem thrilled with the way we played today.
Yeah,
It was kind of sluggy, and I get it was 9 a.m. our time, but it was almost like, yeah, we're just going to go out and roll through the punches. And Northwestern ran the ball all over our ass.
that was kind of the thing I was looking at. Was like, I didn't think Oregon would. In credit Northwestern. Northwestern did a great job the first quarter and a half of stopping Oregon the run game. They did it. They did a really good job of that. Then it kind of broke free, especially in the third quarter. But yeah, it just seemed. Northwestern took their time. They were milking the clock and taking away possessions from Oregon. But yeah, it just didn't seem crisp. And I kind of wanted to be like, okay, maybe that's weather, but it wasn't that bad at game time. I
No.
do think, and I was not a proponent of this last season about like, well, West Coast teams going and doing 9 a.m., 10 a.m. kickoffs at the local time. That makes them sluggish. I really do think it was that kind of caused a little bit of sluggishness in the team. Maybe it was just because also it's Northwestern, but unlike USC, we can't complain because we actually fucking won. Where they just complain about losing all the time.
Yeah, and three quarters shutout. That was good. The last drive, giving up that 80-yard touchdown run, was not very pleasing. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm well in the last the only touchdown, the only scores they got were against literally like full on second and third string backups. Like Offord giving up that deep pass where he got undercut by the wide receiver. One great throw by Stone from Northwestern and great catch and great route and everything. Offord's a true freshman. That's going to happen in the secondary here and there. It just kind of sucked it happened then.
Yeah, it was. We didn't play a lot of deep. We didn't play deep really today.
Well, and then when they did play deep a couple times, they got burnt underneath a little bit. It didn't seem like there was a fire to like destroy Northwestern once again. And they talked about this on Big Noon. Do not give Lanning firepower.
Yeah.
Even they said there's no need to give him any reason to destroy you when you're Northwestern. So it was a little underwhelming in a way, but I think it was a little sluggish start. But again, this is a learning curve for the whole team to go, hey, this is going to happen once in a while. Remember, you got to go play Rutgers on the East Coast, another hour difference. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know what time they kick off for the Rutgers game, but
they haven't announced that one yet.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I don't know what time it was, so I'm gonna assume it's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 Eastern, so maybe not so bad the West Coast, but 9 a.m. is very early to kick off and play football.
Yeah,
you know, for Pacific time when you're in that time zone and the time frame in your body and everything. So, it wasn't like extremely impressive. I'm not gonna sit here and rant about, oh, the Ducks fucking were so great. I'm not gonna do that. This was just like a game. I thought they might make a statement in this game, but they didn't need to at the same time.
No.
I will shout out Mixon and our linebacker, another interception and nice return. Man, he's showing up all over the place.
Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah.
I mean, that was obviously Northwestern's game plan, was take away 3 or 4 offensive possessions potentially from the other team, like Oregon, and and they did a great job of it. They really did a good job of it. So I mean, I guess Novosad too is hurt is actually hurt, or they're just holding him out. They don't need him as a backup because again, you got Luke Moga and then you got Brock Thomas in.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row.
And Thomas having 2 batted balls at the line though, not the greatest look. Not the greatest look there at the very end. And shocking.
No.
I don't know if they did take all 7 running backs. They took 6. They did take 6 running backs in this game on the road, as Dan Lanning said they might.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Hill, Lamar, Harris, Davison, Hughes, and Riggs.
Oh, did Riggs get a carry?
Riggs got 2 carries, only 1 yard, but so, and that kind of surprised me because I was like, where was Whittington? So I guess Whittington didn't travel this week?
No, Whittington was there. He was held out. He was questionable.
Okay. So he did take all 7 running backs. It was just Whittington didn't need to, because I was kind of like that. I was like, where is Whittington?
They showed him in the pregame, but he was dressed and everything, but they didn't play him.
Okay. That was confusing me during the game, but at that point too, I was just like focused on the game. No, Troy. The government likes clean shaven for interviews. So it's growing back. Now it's stubble. It feels so good.
How did that go yesterday?
Yeah. We don't talk about that on here. This is about fucking goddamn duck football. It was okay. I just hope the one thing out of this game that I've kind of gotten from the last two games is I hope Bear Alexander doesn't like quit on this team. This is his last chance to make a statement for himself, and he's not getting a lot of time on the field.
He's got some snaps today.
Well, he's gotten some, but he's not like a mainstay starter kind of guy, you know.
God damn it.
You know you can just slap a pussy and it'll leave.
But you just fucking lay down or something.
Why don't you get a shot? Why don't you get a shot collar? Zap.
No, she's very needy.
Well, so are mine. And I tell them to back the fuck off.
She just keeps coming back.
Sounds like Sam.
Just keeps coming back for more, huh?
I mean, who can resist? Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, Troy, you're making a good point though. That's my fear is like I don't know. I think he expected to be a starter, but he's the smallest guy on the defensive line by like 25 pounds, which doesn't mean a lot because effort can overcome that. But yeah, he's kind of this. He's a second to third stringer. And I maybe he realized though too this is only opportunity finally. I mean Georgia, USC, now Oregon. Like he's running out of time. He's got to like play hard. So I'm hoping that's what we'll see from him a lot. But obviously Mateo got another sack today. Tuioti, I believe Tuioti and Mateo also combined them for half sack each. Jerry
Washington.
Yeah, Washington's great right there in the middle. Mixon and Betcher getting the pick off the deflection to set up Oregon for their first score. That was good.
Betcher almost had a second one.
He did. It was a little out of his reach, but he probably could have had a second one. My voice just cracked. I don't know why that happened, but it was weird. I got excited talking about Betcher. That was weird. Oh, I have the Beavers of Texas Tech on the side screen, so if I keep scrolling over here, I'm watching. I don't expect this game to go well, but you know, gotta scout the enemy, right? Ooh, what should we call next week's show?
The Civil Quack-Off.
I'm trying to think. The rivalry continues, the Civil War continues, or the chase, the fight for the platypus.
The end of the platypus.
Oh, relax. We're going to see about the scheduling, so I don't want to call it the end of the platypus yet. Yeah, Mike, you're right. The one thing that concerned me in this game was the run defense. Once again, the run defense concerned me because these were the same type of deficiencies from last year that we would see pop up here and there. And that kind of caused concern because Northwestern overall had a total of how many rushing yards, Spaz?
Close to 200 because they had like 80 on that last drive.
They outrushed us by 2 yards. It was 178 to 176. Now, I don't know if that's sack accumulated or not, or how that works on the final stats, but it was a bit of a concern when they were pushing for 4 yards. 4 yards of rush there for a little bit and picking up those third downs at the beginning. That was a little concerning.
Yeah.
I'm not in disagreement with you, Mike. It was concerning.
But we're not that small anymore, Mike. That's the difference.
Yeah, we're not. I don't know. That's why I don't know what the deal with this game, and that's why I think that. I mean, obviously that last touchdown run that added a ton to their yardage, and that was against the second, third stringers, even fourth string guys. Like that was against backups.
Yeah.
So I at the same time, I'm not going to look at that stat and be overly concerned. But even against the first string, there were times where they were pushing like 3-4 yards just to get that first down, and you're like, "Come on, guys! Like you should be able to stop this." So that's why I do credit Northwestern. And Texas Tech, Oregon State are clearing the field. What, thunderstorms?
Yep. You can see it above.
Oh, here we go. This is like a 4-hour delay. Good Lord. Well, there's no. What other games are on right now?
The USC game is also in a delay at Purdue, West Lafayette, Indiana.
Well, that's actually not surprising. I thought our game might be in a delay for a while, but then it cleared up. So I was surprised.
Well, Georgia and Tennessee is what we got now, I guess.
I'm gonna take a nap. Well, that's not like they're small. I do agree here with Troy though. I thought Northwestern just did a great job up front. Like Northwestern did a great job today. So I don't want to discredit Northwestern.
No, they played a good game. They played a good game for them, And
I can see why Braun was extremely aggressive in some of his play calling during that game, where people said, "Hey, this and this." He's like, "Dude, I mean, Jesus, we gotta go for this." And he was being aggressive, and I appreciate that. Well, yes. And I'm wondering, like we talked about too, is this a sluggish start with the 9 a.m. kickoff for Pacific time? I know they've been there for probably a day and a half, 2 days to try to transition. Probably, but I mean, this is a bullet point in the season where we have to wait for more data and bullet points.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things. Whoa, and then
Tennessee just went right down the field on Georgia.
I don't have it on, so I don't care. This is the Quacking Off Show, Spaz. Quacking Off Show.
Yeah, it's Quacking Off football, and this game was a snore fest today.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't. It was not near as dominant, obviously, as I was hoping it would be or thought it would be. Again, it didn't need to be, but at the same time, with Braun being like, "Oh,
well," and the spread dropped to 25 at game time.
Did it? I didn't notice that. I know it went down from like 28-ish to like 27 or 26 and a half or whatever, so it went down again. Okay.
Yep, it was 25 at game time, and obviously, I think a little bit of that had to do with the weather coming in, the timing.
I think the timing and the weather. Again, if you saw 2 hours before the big noon where it was lightning and like down and people sliding on them, I was like, this could get brutal.
Yeah.
But again, I'm crediting Northwestern 100% on their game plan and their effort.
Absolutely.
I think it was a sluggish game for Oregon overall. But at the same time, as we talked about on Tuesday, and I'm not downplaying any criticisms that people are making about lines of scrimmage and the efforts. I'm just saying, I think this was a great intro.
I'm going to put you outside.
You should, and kick yourself outside too. Mrs. Spaz would be so happy. Lock yourself out, by the way.
Right?
I think this is a great intro road game for this team at obviously a small venue, 12,000 people, but there were a lot of Duck fans. But I think this is just a great intro level road game for Moore and the team. to become familiar with the environment on the road, especially at that time zone. So going to Penn State doing a night game, that game's going to be what, 5 p.m. Pacific? That's basically just going to be a normal time for them. So this could be a very beneficial type of intro road game. That's all I can take away from it in a way. I'm just watching people try to file out Texas Tech Stadium because of the storm. Good luck. Those staircases are narrow as shit. Good luck. Only because I've been there. Kill that pussy. Beat that pussy. Uh-oh. Animal abuse. Spaz has kicked the pussy out of the house. Oh, man. Yeah, there's not much to say about this game in a way. There's no other way to take it. It was Northwestern, and Northwestern did a great job. Oregon comes away. They didn't cover the spread. A 20-point win. On the road. Is what it is. Well, at this point, Mike, too, if they don't get stronger at the line of scrimmage, there's not much you can do in this season. Like, it's just how it is. So, at the same time, I don't know what you want them to do. You got to move forward regardless because no one's getting stronger at this point in the season. So, I'm not going to down credit the training staff or the strength coach or the whole staff in general for game planning. I think there's just microcosms of little things you can take away from this and good things. And then there were some negatives. I'm not going to be here like, this is a great win. No. They got to do better in certain aspects, in certain areas. This was just a nice little starting road trip to get ready for Penn State coming up in a couple weeks. That's kind of like all I'm taking away from it. And I said before on last Tuesday's show was just little things. Spaz, you didn't. I made a banner for you. You kicked the pussy out, and you didn't. You're feeding him.
Yeah.
Are you feeding him fucking Doritos?
No.
Are you? No, I don't believe it. Spaz is fucking feeding him Doritos. I saw him crunching them up. Now he's staring at the cat's behind, like waiting for treats.
No, cats.
If that didn't break up, that was going to become a short. Are you feeding your cat Doritos? But then it broke up. I'm still making it short. Spaz feeding his cat Doritos. There we go. I fixed it. So is there any other big takeaways? Because we were talking about defensively. Okay, defensively, I was fine with. Second, thirds got in there. Cool. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Really, it was the offense. Northwestern did a great job. The O-line was not getting a ton of push. Was that a symbolic nature of what Mike was saying about the lines of scrimmage, more on what Northwestern was doing, or was that also Will Stein kind of just going, we're going to be bland in these running styles? Because then once he started jet sweeping a little more in the outside runs, that started opening up. So is it more of a play calling issue? Is it...
I think it's more of a not wanting to have much film for like Penn State and such to take in.
Well, that's what I mean. It was like, I don't want to say it was an issue of play calling against what they saw, but they were like, we don't want to show much more because Northwestern, in all regards, despite what we saw, Oregon still beat the shit out of them basically until the end against the second, third, fourth stringers. I'm sorry, the Beavers are not going to be much of a challenge at home next week.
No.
So,
and that's going to be the Charlie Kirk celebration.
Well, we're gonna get. We'll stay. We'll stay. I haven't heard that entirely, but we'll leave it at that. We're just gonna stay apolitical. But I don't think you need to see more than that because like it was like Ohio State last year. They didn't show too much in the first 4 games until they got to Ohio State last year. Then they started showing things that people even said we hadn't seen this on tape before. So I think Oregon's kind of in that we don't need to show anything else at this point. Other than your cat's ass.
Come on. There, fuck.
This is why we call it walls. We build them around rooms and places, and they work.
Yeah, well,
everyone, if you're so gracious, donate money to Spaz down as the Cash App link in the description of this video, so you can buy a cat cage and put that pussy to rest once in a while for live streams.
Nah, I just go do them in my room, I guess, and shut the door.
Hold on. Yeah, there's not a lot to take away from this game. Realistically, it's just like whatever. It's the same as if you take it, whatever, Penn State potentially beating the hell out of Villanova.
Yeah.
Michigan beating the hell out of Central Michigan. Like, there's not much to take away from it. Outside of Oregon was on the road. Early time.
Oh, they only won by 20. Oh my God. What are we ever going to do?
And that 14 points was scored in the last 10
minutes of the game.
Yeah, I was about to say 7, 8 minutes, something like that of the game. It's like whatever. And they'd already pulled Dante Moore. Moga had been there for the entire fourth quarter almost. So
no. Would you lay? God damn it. Fuck.
This is what you get here on Quacking Off.
Lay down.
Spaz fighting with his cat because he can't control a pussy. I can say as much as I want because we're actually talking about a cat. So YouTube, you can go fuck yourself. Ah, shit, that did it. Now we're banned. I say demonetized, but we're not monetized. So it is what it is. So then I guess, Spaz, anything final you want to look at for this game or players to look at? Because obviously keeping up with all of them is tough.
Yeah. I mean, the offense had a couple of struggles here and there. Shout out to the GOAT, JFR, 2 punts, both of them downed inside the 10-yard line.
True. It's true. I tweeted immediately. This was the first quarter, the first drive, and it was like, at James Ferguson, punting? What? Good punts they were, too. Good punts, though.
Yes. They were. No, it was a win. Had some weather to deal with early morning.
I think that's the main thing is, this is what I said. like weather aside, even it's the first road game with this team, bunch of new players, rotating a lot of depth. Dante Moore's first road game. It was a nice intro. Go home, deal with the Beavers, and prep for the final next week against Penn State. Kind of a nice, and I will say that Dante Moore did have the one pick. That seemed much more of a timing play where he just turned around, threw the ball, and his receiver was there. It was just good defense.
Yeah, it was a great catch by the linebacker.
Yeah, it was just good defense.
It sold him on that Tampa 2 defense.
Yeah, it was just good defense by Northwestern on that one. It was a timing play. It was maybe a little underthrown. That can be fixed, but it was just one of those plays like, hey, it happens, it happens. So I'm not stressing about that. That was about when they pulled him. They're like, all right. I think he still finished with let me see. They're still working on this. Where is it? Damn it.
When was the last time you saw Georgia cornerbacks get burned for a deep ball?
I'm not watching that game, so I don't know. I'm doing this show right here.
72 yards.
I don't know. I'm doing this show. I have unfortunately Penn State Villanova is on because Oregon State Texas Tech is on a delay. So that's the only reason it's playing on the side. I don't have anything else playing.
You got to, man.
I focus on one thing at a time because we talked about this. Once we started, I couldn't start doing other things. We started here. We're here.
You of course you can.
No.
You make a quick. Yeah.
Wrong. Tell everyone how he's wrong. Plus, what do I give a shit? Georgia and Tennessee, they're both going to lose like 3 games this year. Who cares?
I don't know.
Okay, ask UCLA about that with Villain. But I'm leaving you. Anyways, we'll save that for potentially after dark tonight if we get that far. We'll see how it goes later in the day.
Yeah.
So
I
okay,
can stay off the pot all day.
That makes the show better. Then I get to show you passed out on screen. Just make sure Mrs. Spaz props you up if you do.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, no, props you up so that way at least you're on camera. So I can just full screen you that way. So, any takeaways though? Final takeaways then from the Spaz? I mean, there's not a ton to talk about with this. It is what it is.
Nice run by Deer Hill. 66 yards down the sideline, outran all their coverage. That was a nice little touchdown run he had early in the third quarter.
He seems like kind of almost like the burner, whereas Davison is like the goal line guy.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are comparing Deer Hill to Michael James and Kenyon Barner as far as like speed backs.
Well, we'll have to see about that. I mean, that's a high praise, obviously, and we've only seen him in generally neutral, short yard kind of situations. So we'll have to see. But there's 7 running backs, or 8. No, 7 technically running backs that they've been rotating. So you haven't gotten to see the potential of everyone because even Jay Harris got a lot of carries in this game overall. I know I was going to click it. We're talking about running backs here. Why would you do this and fuck up the conversation?
I don't know.
No. Bam. Look at that. Get a mouse, you fuck. God damn it. But we're talking about running backs. Don't pull up another conversation. Anyways, it's already over now.
All right.
We don't know. We don't know, Troy. I'm not sure. Well, I'll see what happens tonight, especially after Spaz stops feeding his pussy Doritos.
Yeah, I thought she'd go outside, but fuck, she won't leave.
You said you were going to throw her outside, you bitch.
I did. She came right back in.
That's when you punt her across the field.
No, can't do that.
The fuck, you can't. I'll do it in flip-flops.
That's animal cruelty, sir.
Only if people see it. That was a joke, people. Fucking calm down. God damn it.
Right.
Again, calls him PETA.
You don't punt, you. No punt.
Let's see how the rest of the day goes there, Troy. And there might be, if there is, it will be posted and available about, I'd say, 3 hours ahead time. So the standard time, 9:30 ish Central.
Yeah.
I have to look at the schedule. Who's going on last tonight? Let me see. Oh shit, I got rid of my ESPN.
Like the
schedule.
last game is Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming's Utah, Wyoming, right? Is it Utah at Wyoming or something like that?
I thought it might be, but
Let me see. It is the last big game of the night is BC at Stanford. No. The last night is 9:30 actually Central Time, Minnesota at Cal. Yeah, and 7 p.m. Central is Utah at Wyoming. That's 7 p.m. Central. So the last big game is Minnesota at Cal at 9:30 Central Time.
yeah, the 4:30 Pacific games are Miami and South. No, that's a 1:00. That kicks off in like half an hour. Notre Dame,
Texas A&M,
Texas A&M, and then there's another one at 4:30 as well.
Vanderbilt, South Carolina.
Okay.
That's a 4:45 Pacific, but yeah, 9:30. The only one that's going on of real interest probably is Minnesota at Cal.
Yeah, two teams that are both undefeated.
The Calgary is going fucking wild for that one too, by the way. So actually, it might be a good time to do the college football after dark and talk shit about the algorithm or PJ Fleck, however it goes.
How many used cars has he sold today? Tune into PJ's used car sales.
All right. Well then, yeah, not a whole lot else to talk about in this one, in the sense of it, but shout out to Northwestern, of course. There was no love, loss, or hate about Northwestern. And I think that's kind of what you saw today to a degree. But again, props to Northwestern for doing what they did on the field, because they came out with a good game plan. Let's put it that way.
And they didn't give up. They didn't just throw in the towel. They could have easily just went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, after being down 34-0, and they didn't.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the big one of the bigger takeaways is like they kept fighting because they left Stone in the whole game, and the announcers went like, yeah, I think they want to make sure he gets reps. Like that has to be what it was, like we're not just quitting here. We're leaving our basically all of our starters in. So all right. Well then, everyone. Again, shout out to Ducks on the road at Northwestern for the victory. That's 3-0 to take on the Beavers, the mighty, mighty Beavers in the Civil War this next week.
One more topic of conversation.
Oh boy.
The Ducks are 3-0. And I, your truly favorite Quacking off host.
I am so sorry I don't know what happened. Spaz just disappeared while trying to talk bullshit. I don't approve of this. And Spaz still feeds his pussy Doritos. That's really weird. All right, let me have it. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. It was actually going to be okay if they didn't score 14 points. It was actually, I was going to take credit for the almost call for 0, but
yeah,
that went downhill real fast.
But with the 34-14 victory, I also secured my third consecutive win in the scoring challenge for this season as I defeated Ben.
See, I underestimated him 2 weeks in a row. Now I underestimated him, or I overestimated him, and I'm like, I can't win. So if I lose one more, I'm just gonna be done for the season. Score prediction will be stricken from the record. I'll just give you an auto win for this season. Like at that point, I would have to be like almost perfect, basically. It'll be like, cool.
So
All right.
what do you think happens with this Beaver game next week? Do you think
That's
Oregon
that's for Tuesday night,
goes
sir.
crazy
That's
or
for
not?
That's for Tuesday night, sir.
Yeah, but we could give a little indicator
Why would I do that?
because you're looking into the next week's game.
No, I'm looking at the games on the schedule today for football, and I'm watching fucking football.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be an interesting game. It's a rivalry game, no matter what. So we know wild things can happen, and we'll just see. New players don't necessarily be bought into the rivalry, so then you're relying on like the older players and the coaching staff to get them into that rivalry situation, that scenario. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But Tuesday night we will be talking about the Civil War game, and maybe we'll hear news about an extension of it. Maybe we'll be waiting to hear about it later in the season. We'll see. We'll see how this all goes. Obviously, there's a bunch of contractual talks behind the scene about buyouts, moving games around, etc., etc. So it's a complicated situation. It's not just like we're going to play you next year. That's not how this shit works. So we will have to wait and see.
Oh yeah, we did have one other piece of news that broke this morning.
Oh, well, yeah. What's his name? Actually, got full scholarship to Sacramento State.
Yep, Jurion Dickey went from Division II last week to a full ride scholarship at Big Sky Conference, Sacramento State.
That's right. Yeah, that must have been in the works already.
It sounds like it. The way he talked about it.
Yeah, it seems like he just went to JUCO, but they were like, "Yeah, we want you anyways. We'll take you." And it was just like filling out paperwork and getting that shit done. Because I was like, "Damn, 1 week." Like, yeah, no, that was already in the works. But good for him. Good for him. Go to the FCS level. You went to JUCO, which someone wanted you anyways. Now go to FCS. Immediately step up and prove yourself. That's all you got to do. Work hard. Maybe that's where he wants to be. He'll love it and he'll fall out.
Yeah.
We'll see. Other than that, yeah. So maybe if you haven't, again, like, subscribe, hit the notification. If we do go on college football after dark tonight, it'd be about 9:30 Central. You'll see the notification. That's why it's important to hit the bell. And we will talk about all things college football during the day, to include Clemson sucking again. We'll save that for later tonight, potentially. So, all right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
Enjoy college next football. Week.
No,
maybe tonight.
Tuesday. Maybe. Oh. God damn it. I got to cut your mic.
I said maybe.
Maybe. I know. Next week. Tuesday. That's technically next week. God damn. Okay. You know what? We're ending this bitch. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy your college football. Jesus Christ.